And the bottom line is, given how great a player he is, I'm going to say this straight up, Kelvin.
Mm-hmm.
He's hard to root for, Luka. He just is. He's a hard watch. He complains too much. It takes away from his talent. He wants a foul called on every single play. I can't watch the dude. Why? He's so good. He's so talented. He's a crybaby. Does that not bother you? It bothers me, and I don't think I'm the only one.
No, I don't think
I have no horse in this race.
You're not.
I don't care. You thought I care if he would have won the championship last year with the Mavericks? No, I wasn't rooting against him or anything. I'm just saying he's hard to root for. Not about rooting against him, like I don't want to see him win or something. I already recognize how good of a player he is, and his stature, and what he's accomplished at such a young age. 5 all first team NBA. I mean, 5.
Right.
He's 25 years old. Like, incredible. But there's something about him that rubs me the wrong way. And I just, when I watch him, it's hard to watch.
I can understand that. And you're not alone. I think a lot of people, that would be the flaw or the thing. It's not his game. Obviously, offensive, he's got Dagner 40 points already in this game. We all know what he's capable of. He had 70 points, was it last year? So he is just remarkable. 5-time All-NBA first team, and you're 25, 26 years old. Well, we know who you are. The issue is, to me, it is similar to a lot of LeBron. People call the flop. They call him the flop, or the complaining, or complaining for calls as well throughout his career. The main reason why I have an issue with this for Luka is because it's not as if he complained about a call during dead balls. It's not if he complained about calls, after a game. It's not if he complained once or twice throughout a game, but, the game was still slow. The other team was coming back slowly. My big issue is that he does it, and oftentimes is at his team's demise, because he does it and he doesn't get back, right? He's yelling at the ref. Now that's 5-on-4, and he's still not getting back, and he's getting back slow. I don't like that. I don't like that you're getting texts and you're hurting us at bad times, a la yesterday. And again, he was yelling at a fan, but the ref had PTSD. He saw Luka and said, oh, he must be cussing me out because this is what he does, and he kicked him out the game. And again, the ref was wrong, but that became the reputation. So my thing is –
but your reputation precedes you.
100%.
That's exactly why that happened.
He turned around, he saw Luka, just like if he'd have turned around and saw Rasheed Wallace, and you know that. You covered him for all those years in Detroit. Just like they turn around, they say Draymond. Just like they turn around, they saw Ron Artest, a.k.a. Meta. There's just certain guys that end up having Steven Jackson for a while. There's certain guys that just turn around and go, oh, you get a ref, you get a tech, and they're maybe more judicious or more nuanced with other players. That's his reputation. He complains, he cries, and he doesn't get back, and that's the thing that hurts me. But here's the thing: if you're the Mavericks, not the Mavericks. Here I am living in this is 6 months ago. If you're the Lakers now, he's their problem in this regard. If you're the Lakers, if you are the team that has a great player, it's one of those things you're gonna have to chalk it up as, because no human is perfect. You got LeBron, well, you might have to worry about him flopping, or at this point, obviously the last 5-6 years, maybe he's playing a little Olay defense, but dang it, I got LeBron, right? I got Kobe. Maybe he's a little too maniacal, punching teammates on the plane, literally, and he's just too crazy, and maybe even turn some free agents off, because I don't want to play with that guy. He shoots too many shots.
Let me turn some off. They wouldn't. Nobody wanted to play with Kobe.
Nobody wanted to play with Kobe. Exactly. Nobody wanted to play with him.
Dwight Howard gave up $30 million not to stay in Los Angeles.
Exactly. So
I bet you he'd want that money back.
Yeah, well, of course. He's been trying to get back with the Lakers ever since. But my point is, as I look at everything you said, I totally get it. But it's one of those things when I really thought about this, I'm like, man, every player is flawed. Steph Curry came in with bad ankles, and he's always the guy for a lot of years, especially all those battles against the Cleveland Cavaliers, where the team would seek out. They try to hide him from Kyrie. They just set a pick so he has to guard Kyrie. Hide him from LeBron. They just set a pick so he's an out on LeBron. And so that's just one of his flaws. He had bad ankles. He was injury-prone the first half of his career, and then he's just not great defensively, and so on and so forth. Shaq couldn't make free throws. And so this is just the thing.
I get that.
And I get what you're saying.
Game.
Like, you can change that.
I'm talking about watching a guy who's a crybaby, who's so talented. It ain't like he's crying for fouls and he's averaging 9 points. because
Right.
he's
Like, help me
he's a
out. Let me just get to 10.
But it's every call. That's what I'm trying to say. It ain't even like once in a while. It's like every call.
And
like
I get
he's never
you.
satisfied.
And the problem with it, Rob, is he's probably been doing this since he was, 11, 12 years old, 13. I think he started playing in the pros. So I think this has literally been what he's done, and it's worked. And, again, the popularity of the game in Europe isn't quite like ours because ours is global. Theirs isn't as global, obviously. The way in which they go about it may be different. We already know how physical they are. So I just think there may be certain elements. They got the guys are smoking on the bench. Like, it's just a different game, and maybe he's not accustomed to that. But again, I hate it from if I'm his teammate. Bruh, can you get back? Because it's 5-on-4 right now. Bruh, what? Luka, you done got kicked out this game. You on fire right now. We about to beat the Oklahoma City Thunder 2 games in a row. And now you kicked out. So if I'm his teammate, it drives me crazy. But I really mean this when I say it's like Steph Curry. I know he goes home some nights to Alicia. Hey, baby, how was the game? I was busy with the kids and my new restaurant. And he just looks at her and said, babe, Draymond did it again. And she knows what that meant. Draymond done kicked somebody, then stepped on somebody, then punched somebody, then elbowed somebody, and probably they have a laugh, they have a glass of wine, they get ticked off, whatever. But at the end of the day, you're like, that's just my guy. And I think if you're now LeBron, if you're now Austin Reeves, if you're now JJ Redick, you go, and you might have to go get a massage, you might have to woosah, you might have to whatever you do to ease up the pain and the annoyance, because you probably sitting there want to strangle Luka some nights. But I just think that's part of his thing because every guy has a thing. Kawhi's is, man, you are great, but Kawhi, are you injured all the time?
Yeah, but the only difference is with Kawhi and the injuries, I don't dislike or find it hard. I'm disappointed.
But I'll
that
tell
he
you
can't
where you
stay
do
healthy.
though. But the load management.
I don't look at the same thing as that because I do believe he's hurt. I don't believe he's sitting out just to sit out. I believe he's hurt.
I think you put a little extra sauce on it, Monty. That's your team. Even Monty agrees. That's her team.
That dude won 2 championships.
I do not question. You know how I think great. I think he is.
I don't question him at all. When he plays, he's one of the best players out there.
Absolutely.
I just don't. And I think that he really had, and with what was going on with the Spurs down there and their medical people, and I think he's been proven right with all the time and all the injuries that he's had. That he had issues.
But I'm saying that's an issue with him. And also, maybe you wanted somebody as an organization to have more personality so we can have a superstar.
I think what we're talking about is different here. I'm talking about looking at a guy who, to me, appears to be a crybaby. It's
totally
hard
get what
for
you're
me
saying.
to rally around or look at a guy who's a crybaby.
I'm going to tell you one more reason why I can not throw the baby out with the bathwater. I get it. I told you I get it. I'm going home, getting a massage, woo-sign, getting mad at him if I'm a teammate some nights. But the only other reason why I'd be like, I just got to chalk it up, is because one thing we never question, and I think one of the reasons why, people say the culture rocks with Luka, is because Luka got some gangster, some swag. He going to talk to almost the fault sometimes, getting technicals, because he's going to let you know. He's going to talk smack, hit that shot over Rudy Gobert. You can't mother-loving guard me. I mean, he's just that type of guy. So to me, it would be different if he was a whiner, complainer, and he wasn't passionate. It's, oh, my gosh. From him, I know he cares. I know he wants to win. I know he's passionate. I know he's fired up. So that, again, is why I have to go, I just got to chalk this up. But everything you said, I get it. And it's going to cost your team at times. It's going to cost you a couple plays on a fast break. It even costs you some frustration. But I'm like, if you're building a player on NBA 2K, nobody has 99 attributes like that on the sliders. Everybody has a few.
Yeah, but there's issues. I'm just saying, like, what you're talking about defensively could wind up coming back to bite you because he's so caught up in the officials and all that other stuff. You want a guy to be focused. You don't want to be playing undermanned or down a man because he's bad. It's one thing you fall down and your ankle hurts, but you're just there jawing at an official, and enough. How many points do you want to score? You got 50 tonight, and you're still jawing at the like. That's what I'm talking about. It ain't like he's a 9-point.
I want
scorer.
55, Rob, and those are 5 free throws they robbed me of.
Exactly, every single time. I mean, I don't know. He's not on my list as somebody you don't want to call it the Rob Parker can get a credential any game. We know that because you've been covering the league since 1987. I'll get it out the way for you. Thank you.
We'll call it is Luka a guy you want to pay money for? Like, hey, I'm paying my $150 to go to the Laker game tonight. I want to go see Luka.
I get his talent is unquestioned. It's just his demeanor and the way he plays and the emphasis on paying attention to the officials. Like, that's who you don't want to be paying attention to. Play ball. Stop with the officials. Maybe that's why, his team hasn't won yet, or he hasn't won an MVP yet, or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like, he's so talented. I just don't remember I don't remember Michael Jordan, those guys worrying about an official all the time.
Would you
agree with that? I'm talking about the greats.
The only last thing, and Bo, tell me if you feel me on this, Bo, is I think we have so much access to everything now that when I go back and watch, I'm watching Celtic City. I watch documentaries and all. I'm a nut on documentary. Sports, when you got me at documentary, I'm in. We forget dudes did cry way more than we remembered. Dudes cry way more than we remembered. I'm not talking about that people didn't cry. You show me Michael Jordan crying on every play. Now, he ain't Luka level. I'll give you that. But dudes cry way more than we remember. We just didn't see it because everything wasn't nationally televised or put on our social media. You just didn't see a random Tuesday night of Boston with Larry Bird. You didn't see a random Magic Johnson.
Night after night, a lot. And I'm telling you, just from being at the arena, and there was a coach, Gary St. Jean, and he was the Nets assistant coach, went to the Warriors, and he used to say, "Are you blinking me every single call?" You know what I mean? And I remember him, but I just don't remember players like constantly. And I'm saying, like, it's just a turnoff. Play, dude. Why are you focused on the officials? Yeah, they make a call on a big play. You should have an and one to tie the game. Should you say something? Or something that's obvious, you know what I mean, in a situation, hey, I'm a star in this league, I should be able to get that call. But you won't get that call when you're belly aching about every call.